Slacker podcast is BYOT. Bring your own tacos.
Dick swinging.
You're listening to American Slacker Podcast.
We can say fuck.
With Matthew Gertz and Jesse Landers.
I don't care, I've been smoking, this is cool.
That's a decent amount of sausage.
This man needs a doctor!
Yeah, I just hope they're tasty.
What's up with these clowns, man?
Cut the lights and went through people's pockets.
Don't you point that at each other.
Let them smoke a little. You need to step it up to that point. We're not gonna lead with the.
We're not gonna lead with that.
So this last weekend, I had the privilege of attending the -0 Festival, which is an electronic music festival up on Stratton Mountain in Vermont. It was pretty wild. It was cool being up in the mountain. The lodges are pretty neat. It's like a little town. And the show was wild, man. Bass Nectar was there, Pierce Fulton, Grizz. There was a ton of DJs, and we only went Saturday, but it was wild. Huge crowd, fucking mayhem, great time, great music.
Now I saw you were on a bus at one point.
Yeah, we were on a bus because we had the park so far away that they had to shuttle us in. Which
okay.
The worst part was leaving the show and having to wait for that shuttle because it was fucking cold at night.
Ooh. Yeah, Vermont at night on a ski mountain, that can get chilly.
Dude, it was so bad.
Is that why they call it -0?
Yeah, exactly. And apparently it's like one of the first festivals of the year. It's like a kickoff of ending the shitty weather. So it's in the name, the title meant -0. You're going to have to put up with it to get into the festival season.
You had fun, though, it looked like.
Oh, man, I had so much fun. And it's going to bring me to the next time we do some music coverage. I have a little electronic music to bring to your world.
Cool.
So that's something to look forward to, people.
It's always good to go out there, see other bands, see what's going on, what's new in the scene.
Yeah, man. I'm always about exploring new genres, new artists. It was fun, man. And, I don't have a lot of experience in the EDM world. I listen to a lot of electronic, but not really the EDM style, the dubstep, the trap step, all that fun stuff, and trance. And I'm really getting into it. It's fun, man. The shows are there's a whole different element of energy compared to the shows that me and you have gone to our whole lives, of rock and punk rock and
I just know kicking people in the face. That's all I know.
Yeah, windmilling, yeah, oh yeah.
What do you mean no one's bleeding? Where's the pit? I don't get it.
Oh, what the fuck? Clear the pit, and everybody's like, wait, what's this guy doing?
The drummer forgot his other fucking bass pedal. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, there is some similarities. There's a lot of headbanging, which kind of took me a second to get into because I was like, this isn't really headbanging music. What the fuck is this?
It's like a different rhythm of headbanging.
Different rhythm, but people are straight fucking whirling hair up and down, fucking slamming.
What was it called? What was it called when remember our friend Chris Knight? He used to be really good at that one style of dancing.
Oh God!
Where and Tyler used to do it too, where they'd you do grabbing stars or picking up petties.
Shit!
Remember?
I don't remember, dude.
You remember what that's called? That's a
reach for the sky, motherfucker. I don't know.
Yep, and doing the 2-step sort of thing, but skanking at the same time a little bit.
I don't know, man. I can't remember what the fuck it is. It's
every generation you get these waves of dance styles. And they only stick around for a little bit, but it's like watching a shooting star being a part of it or seeing it go on,
Constant evolution, man.
That evolution of dance video, that's old. I'm dating myself bringing that up.
Let's not do that. Let's not. Welcome to American Slacker Podcast, people. As always, I'm Matthew.
I'm Jesse.
And we've got quite the show
coffee.
here. You're drinking coffee. I'm drinking beer. What are you doing?
Switching off between coffee and vodka.
Well, I mean, it's 7 there, it's 10 here. You give it a couple hours, you'll be moving to the alcohol.
Getting there.
We wanted to start this out, please recommend our show to a friend. If you enjoy listening to us, pass it along.
Yeah, we hope that we're worthy enough that you can go out on a limb and someone who's interested in the same sort of stuff you are, that you're listening to this show. So let them know where they can find us. An easy way to find us these days, we just got our YouTube channel up and going. So if they're not familiar with how podcasts work or how to download them, it's an easy way to start them out. Send them on over to our YouTube channel. We have all of our episodes up on there, and we even have a playlist of our favorite picks, I guess you'd call them, Matt.
Yeah. Like our
I don't want to
best
play
episodes-
favorites.
Our number one downloads and episodes that me and you both enjoyed creating and have had positive feedback from. Jesse's been hard at work putting these up, and it's an easy way, for that friend that is completely non-podcast savvy. Like, podcasting can be intimidating. I mean, you got to download a player, you got to learn how to add the feeds, So send them to YouTube, American Slacker Podcast. It'll pop right up like a normal video. You get to see our sweet logo and listen to our wonderful voices.
Yeah, we're hoping that's a new channel to open up American Slacker to new listeners and new fans. Another thing we're asking of our fans is we're hoping to contact some graphic artists. If you're a fan of the show and you think you got what it takes, shoot us an email at americanslackerpodcast@gmail.com. We are looking to maybe throw some shirt designs together.
Yeah, we need to create some solid merchandise. We want some ideas from out of our realm. We want somebody to come and help us design the shirt of all shirts, maybe the shirts of all shirts. It depends on what we're working with. But we want something far out there as an idea that explains who we are, but yet has a little bit of the fun.
You can
know?
take a look.
I mean, it's
You can take a look at our Instagram and give you an idea of what kind of style we like and our I guess, themes that we kind of go with. It's a lot of Sasquatches and weed.
Yeah, a lot of Sasquatches. There's a Professor X. A lot of Conor McGregor.
Very true. Can't forget McGregor.
Can't forget the McGregor.
So yeah, reach out to us if you have a cool style, you're a fan of the show. We'd love to hear from you, and we can talk business in the Gmail.
Now, before we get into our news,
we have
we
to
have
hang
an
our
update.
head.
We have an update. We've made a mistake.
But
we are
admit
fake news.
But we do admit our mistakes here at American Slacker Podcast. We will never lead the listeners astray. We're always doing fact checks on what we've put forward on the podcast, and we fucked up last time.
We fucked up, but we caught it. We're doing an update to correct our mistake.
If you listen to the last episode, you'll probably know what story it actually was, because it was almost too good to be true.
I was just thinking the exact same words. It was too good to be true. So, we featured a story on the last episode about a woman who had trained squirrels to attack her boyfriend. Well, her ex-boyfriend. Unfortunately, the story was all concocted by somebody with a genius mind, and it is not true.
Yeah,
completely fake.
Over at World Daily News, we dug a little deeper after already releasing the episode, and we found out that they're a lot like The Onion. And there's like one little bit of text at the bottom of their homepage, that says we're satirical. So we should have caught it. It's on us, but we're admitting it, and that's the important thing.
That's the first fuck up in about 33 episodes.
Yeah,
not too bad. I'll take that statistic.
Yeah, I think we're doing pretty good, and we're gonna be constantly fact checking as we go through. This keeps us on our toes.
Yeah.
We don't want to let you
be hypercritical now.
We don't want to let people down. We're we even said on when we were talking about this story, it's cartoonish.
Yeah, we didn't want to believe it ourselves. We really we thought it was a little bit vibrant for reality, but we had the highest hopes.
But we're digging deeper, and that brings us into our bizarre news. We're starting off with weed coverage, as we like to do. We try to educate people a little bit on what's going on in the marijuana world in terms of legalization, growing, all that kind of stuff. We're going to have a special 420 bonus episode coming out, so make sure you look out for that. I don't know. I might have just spoiled the surprise, but it should be pretty obvious. We're going to do something for 420.
You know that day comes around. There's going to be something coming out from the Slackers.
So keep an eye out for that. This article that I came across, it's from New York Times. It's titled "A Real Estate Boom Powered by Pot." It's a fairly long article. I read through it, and the gist of it is the fact that there's a lot of defunct buildings and warehouses and storefronts in towns that don't have too much going on economically. And across many states, from California to Maine to Colorado, all these places that have legalized, or at least done medical to some extent, there is an industry boom for people renting out these spaces to grow legally and under like the
Big
legal
commercial
state laws.
spots, yeah.
The market kind of needs this surge because there's a lot of, as I said, things that are sitting around sort of not being used, decrepit, defunct. When you grow, you do need a lot of space.
Oh yeah, you got to section it off for different rooms and different areas.
Along with drying, processing, and at the
yeah,
level
just
that
the growing
some
part alone.
and at the level that some people are doing it, they need like this
one
large
could never
commercial
have
space.
enough room at that level.
Well, you're not doing it in the basement of a house or something. This is and they're trying to do it legitimately too. So it takes away, when you can rent a space, it definitely takes away the stigma. The only thing is there is a little bit of a cash grab going on. People are paying $5 million for a 10-acre area with greenhouses that they would have paid $2.5 million for last year. So the boom is happening. It's super interesting. I found the article to be a really great read. I think people should go check it out. We'll try and put a link up somewhere, either on social media, maybe on our Facebook page.
Yes, without a doubt. Send it out there so everybody can take a look at this. Well, our next story has a boom of its own. It's a little bit electrifying, you could say, but it's for a good cause. In DeRiddler, Louisiana, a local police union is raffling off the chance to use a stun gun on one of its officers.
Damn.
Now, what better way to raise money for charity than assault with a deadly weapon? I mean, come on.
Is it deadly?
It could be if you have a heart condition.
Yeah, well, yeah, true.
I don't want to get tased. I feel like there's a chance.
So it's deadly
It's
deadly with condition.
I mean, we're not talking like a hand taser. We're talking like you're getting shot with a fucking taser that goes into your skin and shoots that electric through your body.
It's got the prongs.
Yeah, it's a shot taser. Like, cops don't use hand tasers. Like they use like the fucking shooting kind.
You want to put distance.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be right up. I mean, come on. That's what the baton is for. If you're close enough, you're going to whack that motherfucker with the baton. So, Police Chief John Gott says that one of the officers actually suggested himself to do it, which is pretty cool. And it's for funds for a Christmas toy drive. So it's going to, the funds that they raise from this deed here are going to be used to purchase toys for local families that are in need. So,
okay.
I mean, it's quite the good deed here. Unfortunately, you won't be able to bid on this. By the time this episode is released, this will have already happened. So, we're going to include the footage, hopefully, of whatever goes down. Apparently, the prize is intended for adults only, so it won't be a child that's doing the murderous shooting of the taser.
Not this time, at least.
Not this time, unlike a story that we featured a few times ago about a young girl who had a bucket list for tasing an officer, and she got to do the deed.
Yeah, that was a cool video, but she didn't enjoy it, it seemed.
No, she was actually a little upset after she realized that the officer dropped down and was screaming in pain. She didn't exactly realize that it was going to be a harmful effect. I don't know how,
You're
but
shooting someone with a
just a
taser. I mean, come on.
she's just a kid. Come on.
There's a difference
Kids don't
between
know
real
any better.
life and video games. I'm glad she learned that.
Ah, man. So, yeah, but the detail about it being intended for adults only wasn't included on flyers. And they got some negative reaction because parents were apparently flipping out thinking that they wanted a kid because, it's for a child's, charity.
Well, you're going to deny your child that opportunity?
I mean, come on. What kind of parent are you if you're not going to let your kid just tase an officer when they're asking for it?
Yeah, I mean, not when they're, coming after
I mean,
you.
don't just sneak up on a cop when he's at a restaurant and fucking shoot him with a taser while he's, sipping on his coffee having a bagel or something.
I would say this was a noble act by the police officer to put himself up to this.
Yeah, man, especially charity. I mean, charities, come on. Especially when you can do something that costs nothing to raise a good amount of money for good. Now, this led us to think about what we would do for charity if we were given the instance. What would you do for a charity? Like what kind of instance would you take? Harm or whatever. Weird
Well,
scenario.
we said $1 million, right? That's what we're setting it at.
Yeah, about $1 million.
So $1 million donation. I'm gonna give my $1 million to the Marijuana Policy Project, and I'm taking a bowling ball to the nuts from one of those water slides at like a water park.
Oh my god, dude, you're gonna have no nuts left.
Well, hopefully.
No nuts
well, I
left.
mean, damn it! I should have donated the fucking money to like a thing that rebuilds people's balls.
That's what I was just thinking. Like, yeah,
Because then you're
Testicular
covered.
Reconstruction Foundation. Maybe they'll
Idiots
give you
with
some rubber nuts to put in there just to fill, you know.
Idiots with Dumb Ideas Foundation. I might need that one.
Well,
after
mine
that.
was a little less harm inflicting.
I had to go big. You know.
I would say, you know, I would take like give me a 20-ounce bottle, dunk it into a grab, I'll drink it.
Oh,
You know, dirty grab water. Donate that money to the profits of legalization and medical. I'll do it. $1 million,
That's
dude,
terrible.
for that kind of, you know, I mean, come on. That's
That's
pushing a step
terrible.
in the right direction here.
So we went 2 different avenues here. You went.
Well, yeah, I like my nuts too much,
ingestion,
man. I'm not gonna risk
and I
them
went
for
I
anybody.
went physical harm.
Yeah, no, dude. My nuts are not up for grabs.
They've done it on
I don't
Jackass.
care how many millions.
I didn't say I didn't.
Maybe
I
we get
wasn't.
to trillion.
I didn't say I wasn't using a cup. It's still gonna hurt.
Oh, I didn't read the fine print.
You got to be smart about it.
You gotta be smart about it. Yeah. I was thinking like a plain bowling ball to the fucking bare nuts. You're wearing like swim trunks, and that's your protection.
Yeah, the that wouldn't be doing you too much good. If you
Not
just
at
go in
all.
swim trunks. You think it's swim trunks because I'm at the water park?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's only logical. I mean,
You
you
gotta
gotta be
do-
sitting in the water like slide with some jeans on. Come on.
An armored suit. That's what I'm going in.
Oh, chainmail.
There you go.
Why is
The,
there a goddamn night on the slide?
You know, it's you got to make it every place your castle. You got to make it your palace. Speaking of palaces, you like that segue? We're going to
That's a good one.
We're going to a story where about a family who has been gifted a cable box with the name the Fuck Palace.
Oh man, talk about most unique name ever for getting a used product.
Yeah, the if people aren't aware, you know, you can name your different technological devices. You can name your router, your modem, your phone.
Your phone will even come up.
You can name your laptop, your Xbox, and your cable box. Well, this family wasn't aware of the fact that one of their cable boxes that they were given from Comcast wasn't named living room or media room, but the one in their bedroom was named the Fuck Palace. Now, this is not a single event that has happened amongst Comcast customers. Apparently, they've had technicians name boxes inappropriate things for customers against their knowledge, assuming. And in this case, it wasn't so much a mischievous installer. It was them not wiping the box from the last customer that had it.
Yeah, which is a common practice, I believe, with a lot of shit. Like,
Well, you would
even
think
cell
that they
phones,
would
if you get
wipe
a
it.
refurb cell phone, you could get it like fucking with shit on it. Like a buddy of mine back in the day got a phone refurbed, and it actually had nudes on it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was quite funny. He was like, "Dude, check this out. There's fucking nudes on this."
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Del-
it
if
was
you
like a
find that
girl
shit,
straight up
delete.
nude. I was like,
If
"What
you
the
find
fuck?"
that shit, delete it. This is what you. Well, and first off, if you're getting rid of your phone, wipe that shit.
Wipe that shit, especially if you got some fucking controversial material on there.
Yeah, seriously, that's it's gonna get you in some trouble.
Nobody wants their hoo-has on the internet here.
In this case, it got Comcast in trouble with their customer. The customer was very upset that his preteen son was the one who was, trying to set up the routers and all that stuff, and found that their cable box was named the Fuck Palace.
Oh, please. That kid said fuck Palace 3 times that week already.
He's already gone to fuckpalace.com, that kid.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He calls his bedroom the fuck Palace, even though he's never been laid.
He actually meant to name his cable box that, and he fucked up and named it.
Imagine the kid named it that, and then his parents came in and found out, and he was like, "Oh, it was like that."
The customer has received 2 free months of cable and a $25 voucher, but you just want a face-to-face meeting with the Comcast CEO, Brian Roberts, which we thought was ridiculous.
How are you dare talk to a $1 billion CEO over such a small instance like that? Like, what does he have to do with the hand in that? Like, do you want him to tighten down on his employees? Is that what you're trying to get to?
Well, it's just like then you're better off talking to a manager. He's not
Exactly.
dealing with the installers. He's the CEO.
You don't fucking go to the head to deal with the people that are at the bottom.
Most he can do is give you a T-shirt, and you already got 2 free months of cable and a $25 voucher.
Yeah, be happy with that.
I'm not trying to defend Comcast here, but this guy got an introduction to the true fuck palace, which is fucking consumerism. Like, fucking, this company is the fuck palace. If you want to get fucked, welcome to Comcast.
Yep, they'll do it to you.
I've been trying to
Spectrum,
I've been
formerly
trying to lower-
Time Warner Cable.
I'm trying
Fuck
to
you
lower my
guys.
bill and get rid of a fucking landline for a year and a half here. I don't need that shit.
Nobody needs a landline these days. We got fucking phones in our pockets, man.
But
Everybody has a
apparent-
landline. What the fuck?
I guess somewhere in my contract it says unless I give up my firstborn to Comcast, I'm not able to get out of this landline contract. So
Huh.
if you want to
Yeah,
get
that's-
at me, it's 3-8. You got to spin the rotary back. 2-8-7-9.
Are you giving away your number on the fucking- wait, what? Okay. Okay. I was gonna say, don't give your number out over the air here.
No, I gave out one
You
of the
know.
crime roulette numbers. It's one
Oh,
of
there
those
we go.
guys.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Check out crime roulette, by the way.
Yeah.
Shout out
Hopefully
to
it was Bradford's.
Bradford. We're giving out your number. So
We're giving out your.
he's
Don't
this
be mad
guy.
at us, Bradford.
This guy, Dave, is not going to meet Dave Watson. He's not going to meet Brian Roberts, either of the CEOs of Comcast. He's going to be chilling at home in the fuck palace
Ah.
because he's fucked. Just rename
He's
your cable box. Get over it, man.
Just get over it, man. You got some free shit out of it. Just move your life along.
That's the best
You're
you
never
can
gonna see
ask
Brian
for.
Roberts. I'm sorry. You're never gonna be in the same room as this guy.
That's the best you can ask for in America. Is if a company fucks up, you get it fixed and you get free shit. That's about all you get, man. You're not getting,
and I would say they got more than enough free shit for that simple error. Because of a curse word? Come on. Don't be pansy.
You think they fuck up your coffee at Dunkin' Donuts? You're gonna go get to meet Mr. D Donuts at fucking
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts headquarters? No,
Yeah.
it's not how it works.
Fucking, yeah, you don't meet the colonel if you fucking get the wrong type of chicken in your bucket at KFC.
Ronald McDonald
sure.
is not prepping your fucking Big Mac.
No, but the Hamburglar is.
Oh yes, absolutely. You can ream him out anytime.
Yeah, he's just the company stooge. Well, over in India, they got brought to fuck palace as well. Because a new law has issued that all bars, pubs, and liquors across the country have to be at least 500 meters away from state and national highways. And this all came down on April 1st. Now, this makes a nightmare for all current business owners because if they had been in an operating zone within that distance, a lot of them had to shut down because there's nothing they could do to modify the property, to get I mean, what are you going to do? If you're 500 meters within, you're fucked.
What do you can't move your building.
You can't fucking move your building. You can't up and lift your fucking shit. Well, one bar owner came up with quite the crafty solution. And what he did is he made a maze type deal so that you had to walk 520 meters to actually get inside of this bar.
Very, very
Now-
smart.
This is called the Ashwarya Bar. Sorry, it's an odd name.
Somewhere in
North
India.
Paravur, a suburb of Kochi.
You
And,
do
he
better with
actually-
these foreign names than I ever do. I have to give you that.
I appreciate that.
I butcher them.
Dude, it's so easy to butcher these. Well, he was forced to close down temporarily when that court ruling came into effect. But instead of complaining or moving along to a new location, he actually hired some workers and spent 3 days putting up a series of concrete blocks that essentially made a big giant maze. And you had to walk 520 meters through these mazes to get to the location. Therefore, he is allowed to sell alcohol, technically.
There you go. You just got to work around the law.
Long walk to get to your drinks, and God bless you for the walk out if you're wasted. Because it's going to be like a sideshow at a circus.
Well, it's a straight maze though, At least he didn't make a labyrinth on them.
Yes. Apparently, officials have already admitted that the solution is acceptable. It's not an aerial distance. It's walking distance is fine, I guess. So I can't believe that this get around is actually going to cut it. But you know what? Hail to this guy. He's a crafty motherfucker.
Absolutely. That's A-grade thinking right there. You got to take a problem and make it a solution.
Yeah, man, and apparently it only cost around $2,300 American money to modify the engine, so it wasn't the end of the world. I mean, imagine what it would cost to buy a new location or rent a new location, move all your shit over there. You might have to get new employees because it's in a new area.
Some of the bars even closed, so I mean...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, a ton of bars had to close because of this new law, man. Which is, like, crazy that you like, who passes a law like that that's going to obviously hurt all the local businesses?
Yeah, it didn't really go into why they created that law.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it like supposed to keep the drunks off of the state highways, national highways? Or I mean, I don't understand the logic.
You know
behind
what?
that.
That's probably what it is. If I had to think
Like-
about what it is, that
Like, do
that
they have a
seems like
problem
the
with
only logical
wanderers?
thing.
Or is it like, do you think they're the drivers, or like maybe they just get wasted and walk into the highways or walking alongside and fall into it?
You know what? We need to take this one step further. Every bar should have a maze at its entrance. That's just the only way to do it, because if you're too drunk to get through the maze, you're not driving home.
Ooh, okay. I
You're-
like that.
You're
That's a
gonna
good
pass out.
idea.
You're gonna pass out in the maze, you know. And
See, they should put mirrors around, and then you'll really have a fun time, and then we'll really sort out the drunks.
I
Because
might
they'll be
not even
staring
be
at
able to get
themselves
out
in the
of-
mirror, slobbing, and it will just be funny at the same time.
I just end up lost in fucking fun.
I'd give up and go back to the bar.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie.
Like-
I'm staying here tonight, guys.
Like, did you leave a half hour ago? It's like, yeah, I couldn't find my way out. I'm back.
I never left.
The employee exit just has to be off the back. It's just straight out. There's
Yeah,
nothing.
they get the they get the lucky way. They're like, yep, we're out. Peace. The back door.
It would suck if every day you had to walk through a maze to get to work. You're like, I'm fucking late. Shit, I don't want to do this maze. Fuck, dead end.
10 minutes.
I gotta trace my way back. Did I go left or right? Damn it. Left at the Senator.
Fuck,
Right.
I better call.
Right at
Hey
the
guys, I'm in the
basilisk.
maze. I'm here. I'm fucking lost.
It's like, yeah, we see you on the cameras.
We're watching you. We're having a good time watching you there, Steve. Take your time. We don't mind. This is good.
That's a great way to fail at getting to work, is just getting lost in a maze. Over in
God bless you.
Sweden, they would appreciate that because they have a whole museum dedicated and designed to honoring failure.
Ha!
Sweden's,
Well, why shouldn't you?
Sweden's Museum of Failure is run by Samuel West, who's obsessed with failures. In fact, he, the innovation researcher and organizational psychologist, collects them and now has his collection on display, which he calls the Museum of Failure.
That's awesome.
It consists of failed products such as Colgate's unappetizing beef lasagna, Harley-Davidson's leather-scented perfume, and Bic's
Ooh.
sexiest for her ladies pen.
Oh.
Ladies, we got some pens
Talking
for
to
you.
you.
They're pink. We know you like pink because we're from
Whoa.
Mad Men. Well, this place is filled with just products that didn't work. You know, we got Coca-Cola Black.
One could say you could find inspiration in a place like that because you can't go to success without failure being one of the first options. Unless
Nothing
you're a
is
really lucky
useless.
motherfucker.
Nothing is useless. It can always serve as a bad example.
And if you're an inventor, if you're coming up with a product, go to this museum. Make sure you're not invented something along the lines of something that's featured in here because you're going to be setting yourself up for failure.
You know what? I'm looking at, and like when I was looking through and I saw this article, Coca-Cola Black kind of stood out to me because I feel like I tried that. It was out between 2006 and 2008. It was a coffee-flavored Coca-Cola drink. It lasted 2 years.
Now, you said you heard of this. I've never once heard of this, and that's crazy because I feel like that's something that would have caught my mind because I'm a coffee addict. I wouldn't have tried it because, I know it tastes like shit already. But I would have been interested in the idea of it because who the fuck makes a coffee cola?
Yeah, like a coffee soda. It'd be interesting. Like carbonated coffee. Maybe I'd try it. Now, what do you think Hot Road by Harley Davidson smells like?
I think it smells like a big sweaty taint.
It's like a really long hot butthole on like an Arizona road.
It's more
but
musky
instead
than
it's a
Elon
butthole.
Musk.
Oh, so Elon Musk puts on Hot Road to tune down his
Yeah.
musk. Okay.
Yeah, he has to because it masks his musk. It brings him down a notch.
We love you, Elon. No hate. So I don't think I'd wear Harley Davidson Hot Road. That's not
I
up
don't
my
think
alley.
I would either.
It's not down my road or up my alley.
Nope. Neither of the two.
Do you remember the Nokia N-Gage?
Oh, dude, yeah, I definitely remember that weird-ass phone, man.
Smartphone slash handheld gaming system?
Yeah, it was like some kind of like concoction of a cell phone and like a Game Gear.
There were very few games available. A lot of these products are ones that are very obscure. You know, you got Blockbuster DVD. That's clearly been done in by Netflix. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually, I believe it came out before Netflix, but nobody was into the idea of subscription mail-based DVDs like that. And then Netflix came along and stole the show.
Oh, it was so much easier. I remember going to Blockbuster and actually renting stuff there, and I remember the transition into Netflix when everyone started doing that.
Yeah, man, it was wild. You know, just whatever you wanted, fucking, you get it. You send it out, you get a new one in like a day or two.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's pretty quick, man. It was awesome, and now we're past that to where we don't even have to do that. It's all right availably on your fucking electronic devices for download.
It's sad that Blockbuster gets straight up called a failure, though. They lasted a while.
Oh, man, they were the 90s and late 80s.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Everybody in our age group will remember going to Blockbuster, picking out some movies. They had the snacks. You got everything right there. Bang, bang, and you're out.
Yep, it was a lot of fun.
Nostalgia, man. Nostalgia right there for us.
So, that's the Museum of Failure. At least maybe Blockbuster can live on through the Museum of Failure.
Soon enough, you can find United Airlines being featured in that. With all the publicity and all the wrong things that are going on with this airlines recently, of course everybody's probably aware of the infamous passenger being dragged off the flight that's been all over the media lately. Well, one story with United Airlines that happened the same exact day has been underpassed by the media, and we got quite a kick out of this. Now, in Chicago, a man was set to fly... Oh, no. A Chicago man was set to fly from Houston to Calgary.
This is a lot of cities.
Yeah, sorry. What happened was the man was enjoying his lunch on the flight. You know, sitting next to his wife. Richard Bell, this man was named. Is named. He didn't die, people. Sorry.
It was named.
We're not going to make a second
Richard
fuck
Bell.
up on this episode.
Richard Bell.
Ring your bell, Richard.
We honor thee.
So, he's in a business class seat. He's not even in the general seats, man. He's an upgrade. All of a sudden, something falls into his head. He touches it. He's touching his hair. He grabs it, swings it out. It's a goddamn scorpion, man, and he's grabbing it by the tail and it stings him.
That must have rung his bell.
A scorpion falls out of the overhead unit where you put your damn bags and stings a guy on a fucking commercial flight. You never expect to run into a scorpion on your damn airline.
Come on, man, don't open the overhead. That's where I put my scorpion.
Dude, like, how did the scorpion... Nobody knows how the scorpion got on the plane. He wasn't a stowaway like somebody had a fucking collection of insects and arachnids and shit. Like,
no?
It wasn't that type of deal. I don't know. I want to know if Houston has scorpions running around. Is that a thing?
If we have listeners in Texas or Houston specifically, tell us, do you have scorpions? I feel like Texas has scorpions.
I could see it. I mean, I know Mexico has them. Like, that's not too far, you know? Fuck it.
I have one friend from Texas. I can ask him if they have scorpions down there. I believe they do. That's got to be where it came from.
It's got to be where it came from. He somehow found his way. I just want to know how he found his way into the fucking plane and got up into the overhead. Maybe he clinged to somebody's bag. You know, I don't know.
Oh. Got through security?
Yeah, right? You passed through security. That's
a long way to travel.
That's a long way to travel. I mean, no scorpion wants to go from the warmth to the cold. What the fuck is he doing going to Calgary?
Yeah, right? He's got travel plans for sure. Maybe someone passed in his family.
He wanted to be the first scorpion to go international, I guess. Who knows?
He's like, I'm done with America. I'm going to be the first scorpion in Canada.
I'm going to make it.
First Canadian scorpion. It's like 5 goes west, but it's Scorpion goes north.
Apparently, another passenger had given him a Benadryl pill because he started swelling up and having an allergic reaction. And
the scorpion?
United Airlines, the scorpion had an allergic reaction to this guy's blood. So the scorpion wasn't doing too well. So they were really worried about his health, which I would be too. I would be concerned about the scorpion. I mean, the poor guy, he's just trying to get to Canada on a dream. And then this
love how
man
we-
massacres him.
I love how we made it about the scorpion traveling to Canada.
It's all about the scorpion here.
He's the main player
yeah.
in this.
So the guy, obviously, you get stung by a scorpion. He definitely started fucking swelling up and having a reaction. They give him a Benadryl. United Airlines has medical personnel meet them at the fucking, right at the plane as they arrive.
That's
Poor
how they're-
scorpion.
That's how they're getting people off their planes now.
The scorpion didn't make it. He didn't make it to Calgary. They took him,
Oh,
and they flushed him down the goddamn toilet.
what? He's just gonna get back out of there. He's determined.
Man, I don't know. I don't know how scorpions do with water. I feel like they just drown the poor bastard.
Yeah, I don't think they're built to swim.
I don't think they. I don't imagine it's scorpions doggy paddle or anything like that.
They
Do
don't
they
have
got scorpion
the.
paddle. They backswing. They got the backspin on it, and they're like, whoosh, whoosh. The tail maybe does like a propeller move. So they, you never know.
They could pull like that alligator sort of trick where it like waves the tail, maybe. They're like right out of the water. That'd be insane. If scorpions can swim, let us know what's up.
Yeah, like
If
are
Texan
we ignorant?
scorpions
These
can
scorpions
swim.
just like propel around in the water, and this is something we don't know about.
They just float like little pontoons.
Oh, dude, that could be. That could be. Maybe they do float. Imagine that they're like trying to flush him, and he just wouldn't go down. He was floating on top and like clinging and shit.
He's floating down there planning his revenge, like the clown from It.
Yeah, man, he was on a whole positive journey, and then he intersected into mayhem, and now he's got a vengeance plan, and he will enact it.
So the man lived, at least for today, until the scorpion exacts its revenge.
Oh, he made it. He made it. The scorpion, questionable. We don't know. I'd like to know, but we don't know.
To be continued.
To be continued. We'll try to get an update on the scorpion's life. Hopefully he's kicking it in Calgary, enjoying the weather. Maybe he wanted to be a snow scorpion. Who knows?
Maybe he found a wife. He started a family.
Yeah. One of those nice northern scorpions. You know, yeah, Arctic scorpions.
That mom always tells you about.
Yeah, it's definitely the scorpion you want to bring home to mom.
So that actually ties into our next one, where a Chinese man marries a robot that he built for himself because he could not find love. I mean, that's what we suspect, at least. You know, if you're gonna build yourself a robot and marry it, that's you've given up at that point.
You've given
at least
up,
on
yeah,
the
you're
human
just-
race.
Yeah, the online dating's not working for you. You just can't swing it at the bookstore. You're just running out of options. So you know what? Fuck it. You're gonna take luck into your own hands and you make your own luck. Because you're
I
always gonna
get
get lucky
plenty of
when
hits
you
when I
have
swing
total
stuff at the
control of
bookstore.
your partner like that. Come on.
So this Chinese man named Zheng Jia, yeah, I
Damn
think,
it, Zhang. Damn it, Zhang.
has built himself a wife, and she is a robot, age undetermined. And after 2
How
months
do
of,
you age a robot?
well, I mean,
From the moment that she was fully built?
she's
Or
clearly
like
of
the idea of conception?
she's clearly of age if she's getting married without her parents' consent. She would need her motherboard and her fatherboard to sign off.
He
before
is
she
his.
could.
This is the fucked up thing. Is it like incestual? Because he is the father. He created her.
Well, yeah, technically,
kinda
he'd be the
weird.
father, but he'd need to consult the motherboard if she was under 18. But that's in human
Oh,
years and not
ooh.
robot years.
Ah, true. What is the conversion of robot years to human years? I think it's a lot.
I think it's 1
like
to
robot
100.
years are- yeah, right? Yeah.
It would have to be.
Yeah. So
It
maybe
must
he
go
just
by a
waited-
lot
He
quicker
waited a
for
couple
them.
months and she was of age.
It's like that idea where, you know, when you're a little kid, everything seems to like take forever because you have no concept of time, but then as you get older, you like time speeds up because you've already lived so long.
Yeah, the longer you live, the faster it goes.
So for robots, it's got to be like 1 to 100 in terms of the ratio because they're living forever unless like they get fucking shut down.
Yeah, the only way. Yeah, right. The only way, power failure.
So like
That's
a
about
year
it.
for them must be like 5 minutes for us. So this poor robot lady is gonna be trapped with this guy for like what's the equivalent of like 5 million human years, and no other like actual lady would take him. This poor robot.
This poor robot stuck with the biggest asshole on planet Earth.
She's like, I'm leaving you.
No human wanted you. Why should I want you?
So I kind of feel for the guy a little bit. I guess in China there's a bad ratio. It's 113.5 men to every 100 women.
113. So there's always there's always going to be a surplus of men.
There's 13 and a half dicks just chilling, fucking not doing shit. Well, I guess it'd be 13 and a half dicks just chilling. Because out of that 100 women, there's going to be at least, like, let's say 5% aren't interested in men. Another, like, 5%. Like, there's going to be these, like, things that knock it down even out of that 100. You're not determining, like, sexuality or anything along those lines.
Yeah, preferences. Yeah, exactly.
Or if, like, they think you're butt-ass ugly. Like, that knocks out a lot of women out of that.
Yeah, you're fucked. You're fucked, man.
So even if you're in China and you never leave and there is that one person for you, that one person for you probably has like 4 other yous ready to fucking pounce.
Without a doubt. So if you're a dude in China, you better fucking
bring your
treat
A
your
game.
lady right.
Or make
Yeah,
a
you better
robot.
treat your lady right, because there's a bunch of other dudes waiting.
Treat her like a robot. Get her well oiled.
Well oiled. Yeah, oh yeah.
Updated. You gotta keep them up to date with what's going on. It's it'll be interesting to see if this marriage lasts. I wanna say that I.
How would you divorce a robot? Do you need to get a robot lawyer for her?
Telling
or
you,
would
she's
a human
gonna
lawyer be appropriate?
She's gonna leave him. She's just what
could be
she's
a-
gonna do? She's
she's
gonna
a- she's
upload
a-
her consciousness.
Well, I was just thinking. I mean, she wouldn't even need a lawyer because she's a robot, so she would already know all of the law because it would be readily available right at her brain.
As long as she's hooked up to Wi-Fi, you're fucked.
But if she did stay, that would be one hell of a benefit because a robot woman can do anything in the world.
But she's gonna be a lot smarter than you. And she's gonna be telling
That's the
you
thing.
what
You're
to
always
do.
going to be dumb. You're always going to be dumb to her. You're not going to tell her anything new. She knows it all.
You're gonna be.
And
She'll
likes
do
to know it
everything.
all?
You'll be like a puppy. That's. You're gonna have no benefit.
No benefit. You're just there.
And that's when the singularity happens and they get rid of us. So yeah, best of luck. Good well wishes to Zhang Zhaizha.
Do we have a name on the robotic wife?
101100111100. No, I don't.
100 will be her dubbed name. Good luck to Zhang in 100.
Her name is Ying Ying.
Aw, that's stereotypical.
I don't know. He's Chinese. Isn't that okay? He's the one who said it.
I don't know.
I mean, I said it, but it's just, he picked the name.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just adding that in, making that up.
Oh no, that's not me. This is this lady. This is this
Okay.
robot lady's
I was
name.
gonna say that's kind of
Her name's
crossing the
Ying Ying.
threshold there, buddy.
Yeah, no, I would not say that unless that was actually the robot Asian lady's name.
Okay, we're in the clear on this one.
That's a great sound clip right there. So that's about it for all of our bizarre news. We had a lot of
Wrapping
it
up
there.
the bizarre news, yeah, but it transitions us into technology because it's only right that we're talking about robots that we will go move into technology.
Technology.
Oh yeah, we got some tech stuff coming at you. I'm gonna start it off with a cool little solar device. We're really big into solar. We always like talking about the benefits.
It's the future. Everybody needs to look into solar, and especially the companies these days will come out and they will install for free just about in a payback system. So you don't have to do an initial investment of $10,000 or any of this craziness. A lot of the companies like SolarCity will work with you on a payment plan and pull it from your energy.
Yeah, and we'll get into that later about the benefits of solar energy and how that can pay off in the long run. This specific piece of solar tech that I wanted to talk about is called Smart Flower. Now, it's a collapsible intelligent solar panel that's shaped like a flower. So it has these petals that sort of come out on top of one another, or they stack on top of one another and then they fold out. And it also uses a sun tracker sort of thing to follow the movement of the sun, so that when you have a stationary solar panel, you're only going to get a limited range of sunlight. But when you have something that's going to be able to follow the sun, you can get it for as long as it's in the sky. You're going to get the most out of it.
Yeah, as long as the sun's up, it will receive the energy.
This Smart Flower solar panel also folds itself up and dries itself off when it rains. At night, it will fold completely into its own base. So this isn't something that you have to, like, if you want to go out at night and, like, you know, enjoy your nice yard and have a drink on your porch, you're not going to have this solar panel. A lot of people complain about what they look like, but this will be hidden away.
Yeah, I gotta say, it's another nice option. We've covered Tesla tiles, which are the hidden solar tile that actually blends with your roof. This is another nice option that's probably going to be a little less expensive as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure on a price for it. I can look into that.
It's not available to the mainstream yet. It's something that's coming out in the future.
Yeah, they have a website if you want. You can go to smartflower.com. And they have a little video that you can watch. It's pretty cool. It's really eye-catching the way that the technology works. And if people could have this to, you know, get off the grid, do it, man. I would do it if I owned
I think
property.
It's awesome, man. As soon as I own a house, solar will be one of the first things that I'm looking into as a project, because it only makes sense. Your renewable energy, come on. Instead of paying these power companies for dirty energy that comes from coal and oil,
make them pay you also. Fuck
exactly.
The environmental
Payback
end of it.
systems.
Talk about cash. Fucking make the companies pay you. You know, an electric bill is something everyone has to worry about.
Exactly, and you know, when solar first came out, the payback system would have taken 25, 30 years, even more. But now we're seeing a better return rate of this energy. So it's actually becoming practical. Yes, the battery backups are better. You're actually able to conserve and save more energy instead of wasting, which is nice. These solar panels are becoming more efficient. The whole design in general, across the board.
Absolutely.
Our next product that we're going to feature is very unique as well, and it's very friendly to the environment. Now, what we have is Skipping Rocks Lab is developing right now, and they've raised enough money. They were shooting to raise around 400,000 euros, and now they've raised double that. They're at around 800,000. It is a water bottle that is completely edible. It's biodegradable. Cool. It's amazing. Their demo pack, like what they're demoing, is a small ball that you just put in your mouth and you chew on it and pops, and you get water, and you have a little bit of an edible product.
It almost reminds me of, like, if people are familiar with, like, fruit boba. It kind of looks like a boba ball in a way.
Yeah, it really does, man. It's so funny. The first time, like, we came across this, I was just like, what the fuck are these people chewing on? It looks like a little, like, I don't even know.
It's a water droplet.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't imagine it tasting good. That's the one thing.
They said it. From what I saw, they said it has very little taste. It's I think it's seaweed based packaging.
It's seaweed based, yeah. So it's all broken down, and it makes So I want to know how it's made clear though. That's the wild part. It's completely clear.
It's probably just like a plant cellulose of some sort.
Yeah, similar to, like, if anybody's ever had, like, the cellulose rolling papers that were big, like 5-10 years ago. They're still around, but nobody really uses them anymore. But
right,
they were clear as well, and I'd imagine it's probably very similar to that.
And they also said that they could put flavors in them. I saw.
Yeah, now that's even cooler, man. Now I don't know if they're gonna change the design. You know, if they're all gonna come into these little balls, or if they're gonna up the size or make it more like water bottle-ish.
No, they're trying. I think they're trying to do away with the water bottle completely. That's the whole idea.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the thing is, they would have to. The way these balls are, it's the size of a golf ball, about. Okay, so
right.
Assuming that they keep it this way, maybe they come in packs, and you just, one at a time. You're thirsty, like, oh, just pop one. But still, that seems a little odd, and I feel like that would be weird for people to adapt to.
It's probably better suited for things like marathons.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, you're running, you just pop one real quick.
And if people are familiar with marathons, one of the biggest things is people, going by, grabbing a water bottle, drinking it, and throwing it on the ground.
Yes, right? Yeah. So even if you were just you didn't want to eat this thing, you could throw it on the ground because it's completely biodegradable, and it will decompose.
Yeah, you could just bite into it,
Versus-
suck the water out, and throw it on the ground. It'll just decompose, and it's like clear. It's not even like garbage.
Yes, and plastic never degrades. You can put plastic into a landfill with compost and every bacteria known to man, and it will not change. It will not alter over 100 years. It will be the same goddamn plastic bottle. The label will degrade, but not the fucking plastic. And that's the worst part about these plastic bottles, that we all see them all over the roads, in the fucking ocean, and ponds, and all over. And it's like, we need to find an alternative to plastic for everything, because this is becoming an issue.
Now, I did see at one point, I guess they're crowdfunding right now or something. It looks like they're still trying to raise money.
They doubled their money, and you could still actually get in this if you want to invest and have a share in the company. Skipping Rocks is like still taking money for it. You know, the more the better, I assume. The quicker they get the product out. It's fucking crazy, man. It's something definitely worth investing in if you're over in Europe. I don't know if you can invest from America. I'm sure you probably could, right?
I was gonna say I'm on their crowdsourcing thing right now, Crowdcube, and it says that they've raised, like you said, twice what they were looking for. They have 956 investors.
It says as little as €10 you can actually get in on your own share.
I might buy some of the stock myself. So if I make a move on that, I'll let people know, and we'll keep track of what's going on with Oho Lab, or Skipping Rocks Lab, and Uhu or Oho water blobs.
It wouldn't be a bad idea, man. I mean, this is definitely futuristic, and it probably is the future we're heading towards. We need to figure out more fucking recyclable alternatives.
And I'm definitely
recycling
passionate.
only does so much.
I'm definitely passionate about getting plastics out of the environment. That's something that we should really
Without a
concentrate
doubt,
on.
man. I mean, people don't realize, that birds eat plastic and die from it constantly. Like, I was actually outside in my house the other day, and I live right off of the main highway, and garbage is constantly blowing into my fucking yard. I watched a bird pick up a straw and start chewing on it.
Yeah.
And it just made me think about it again, and I'm just like, wow, man, we do need to do something about this, because if all of our trash was biodegradable like that, even if we had this nightmare of pollution, it's not going to be the pollution it is today. It's all going to clean itself up. Whereas plastics, they're not going to clean up. They're always going to be lurking if we don't clean them up ourselves.
Yeah, plastic is a very useful material, but it's around forever. So
It's around forever, and it's actually not safe for you a lot of the time. You know, those water bottles, never drink like a water bottle that's been left in the sun. A lot of people know this, but if you don't, I mean, the chemicals that come off of plastic into the water are terrible for you. They can give you cancer. There's
So
a
I
lot of
shouldn't have that
negative
whole
things.
pack of that whole crate of water in my car?
No, people that...
I've been handing that out to homeless people and kids.
Ah, man, come on. You're killing them off. You sick son of a bitch.
Speaking of no, I can't really segue that. Anyway, our next technology segment is based on air travel. We talked a little bit about United's fuck-ups. I'm thinking that we can spin this around and come up with something cool in the future, like round runways. This endless runway design is being proposed by Dutch scientist Henk Hesselink. It's a 2 miles in circumference shape that allows planes to land and take off in any alignment with the wind rather than flying in crosswinds, which if anyone's seen planes landing in crosswinds, if you haven't seen that, go YouTube that. It's
my God.
insane. They're coming sideways because they're pushing against these winds that are just, pushing them completely off the runway. It's terrifying.
They come in at angles, and then they just last minute, like when they touch the ground, it straightens them out. It's wild. Do you think the plane's going to fucking crash or roll over?
Right, and on the behalf of the pilots, they're doing their best, and they're doing their job, keeping landing it that way. That's what they have to do, but it's not ideal. So in these round runways, it gives multiple angles of approach, so you can go with the wind rather than against it. It also allows for, in theory, 3 planes to land or take off at once. So you don't have to concentrate on the 2 runway thing where it's like one's coming in and one's leaving.
Yes. Yeah. Runway control officers, wouldn't have such a difficult job anymore.
He also has it sort of designed like a NASCAR track where it's slanted. so that it banks in towards the airport using the centrifugal force of the plane coming in on the wall of the circle. It actually forces it to come in towards its destination and slow down, which is what you're going to do with it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it would save the braking. Yeah.
There's a lot of benefits. It also, anyone who lives around the airport is going to have to deal with equal noise. It's not all going to be coming in from one spot, which is nice.
I live right next to an airport, so I would appreciate that.
There's a couple of things that people have said against it, like it's going to wear the tread on the tires a little bit too much, or it could cause confusion in terms of it being symmetrically shaped, on either side. But
yeah.
I think it's something worth trying. It'd be cool to see an airport actually do this, and see what the results would be.
Yeah. Well, yeah, air flight has been the same for a long, long time. I mean, we have development in new plane types and whatnot, and there's going to be the glass bottom jets coming out in the next 10 years and all that. But I mean, when it comes down to the runways and all that, I mean, it's all been the standard same thing. Even the landing of the plane, and I mean, yeah, we should look into alternatives for progression.
Absolutely. It's always good to take a look at what you're doing, sort of assess, see if you can do better.
Yes, sir. Well, our next article here has a little bit to do with the Westworld. And me and you, we were big into Westworld. We featured it on this show before. It's quite the concept of artificial intelligent robots that look very human. Soft-skinned robots that interact just like us. Now, what's going on is that Disney has applied for a patent, and now they're researching and exploring the idea of creating robots that can safely interact with people instead of all the characters that you see at Disney, the paid actors, which is one of Disney's prized things about the park. Everybody that's been to Disney knows, Snow White's there, Cinderella, whatever, you're into, like, they're there. Aladdin will come say hi, and they're great actors that live at Disney, and they're always in character. They never break
what
character.
If we could make an Aladdin?
Exactly. Exactly. So Disney's deciding that they're tired of fucking paying people, and they want to cut down, and they want to have legit slave labor without an issue. So now they're going to start creating people. So they've developed a small test robot. I guess it's based on the Big Hero 6 from Baymax. I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. I know what one it is, though. It's some kid who in San Francisco, I believe, who has like a big robot friend in the future kind of thing.
Yeah, and this robot's creepy as fuck. It looks like a standing up sloth.
It's like a futuristic Michelin Man.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. Yeah.
Or like a
very
Stay Puft
roly-poly type dude.
The Stay Puft Marshmallow dude.
Apparently, the upper body's filled with fluid to give it that soft flesh-like feeling. And these robots they won't operate on their own. We're not to that level yet, and we can't trust it, because anything can go wrong. Haywire and it squishes a kid. I mean, we're gonna have an issue here, Disney.
It's like, sir,
you're already dodging alligators.
I'm gonna need you to watch these robots overnight. Don't turn your back on them.
Don't take your eyes off of number 3. He's a real sketchy fuck.
It's like, what, the one that just moved by itself?
Why is he pointing at me?
He'd be like, oh, he selected you. That's what that means.
Oh, he just likes you. Don't worry. He liked Jimmy, too. Wait, didn't Jimmy die here?
Yep.
How did Jimmy die? Oh, we can't talk into that because of the lawsuit. That's all. Don't worry about Jimmy. He's in a better place.
That's going to be the story in the behind the scenes if the Disney pushes this old Westworld robot thing.
Yeah, and apparently each body part of like the robot will be hooked up to a sensor that's pressure. It's a pressure sensor so that it can't actually do any squishing of sorts.
So it can't love anyone to death?
It can't hug you to death, unfortunately. It won't love you that hard.
Unfortunately?
Yeah, I'm just saying, some people want to be loved really hard. And
I want to go into death's sweet, loving embrace at Disney's Wild Kingdom. Grandpa was always a hoot,
It would be Disney to explore this.
Yeah, have you been? I've been to the Florida one. I've never been to the California one.
Come on, you're not going to go to Disneyland. You're going to go to Disney World.
Well, I mean, I'm out here now. I mean, on the East Coast, the go-to is Disney World. But Disneyland is the original one, and that's out here in Cali.
Original's not always better, though. I mean, come on now.
I mean,
you stepped in the world. Why are you going to go to the land? We all know.
The world. You have the whole world. Why not have that instead of a land? Well, one reason to head on over to California is the amount of power that they're getting from solar, which will be covered in our next topic here. The wholesale electricity prices are turning negative. We've got so much electricity, we're practically giving it away.
Come on down. We got energy for days. You need power? We got it.
We want you to run your air conditioners and open your windows, turn on those lights and run those hair dryers. We got too much power. We don't know what to fucking do with it.
Turn on all the lights and leave the house running.
They're going to bring back the death penalty just to get the chair going again.
Oh, my God.
That's
They
a
gotta
lot
do
of
something
volts.
with it all. They got to do something with it all.
A ton of easy bake ovens. I don't know. So,
They don't use any energy. They're a light bulb.
yeah. Well, that's what they got to do. You know, it's all these energy saving bulbs. They're getting a little back pedal on the amount of power they're getting here.
All these LEDs. You're right, man. They're not conserving as much as a halogen.
In just 15 years, the state has gone from producing almost no power at all to producing almost 5,000 megawatts. And I'm no electrician, but that's a fucking lot.
Yeah, that's a fucking lot of energy. At least it sounds like it, because I'm not an electrician either.
The state really doesn't even know what to do with all their power now. They produce so much that they are not able to store it. The abundance of renewable energy at certain times means grid managers have a new task on their hands, dealing with all the energy. They don't have batteries capable of storing the huge amounts of energy or electricity, and the grids can only support so much. There are times where...
that's crazy. We're getting to the point we need to be, where we're not using dirty energy anymore.
Well, there's got to be a way to hook that up and sort of like send it somewhere else. Like we said before, they're practically going to have to give it away.
Well, that's where it comes into that we all need to integrate the system. Instead of having these power lines, they need to be hooked to the solar systems so that it's transferring across the grids across the country instead of just isolated like Cali and, you know, the designated spots that are major solar. Like New York's a big solar state, Cali's a big solar state. I'm sure Washington, Colorado, you'll find those. But it needs to go to the south. It needs to go to the places that it's really not popping yet.
I guess over in Germany, to take Europe's example for it, they've heavily invested into both solar and wind, and sometimes they have so much power, it has to pay neighboring countries to take their energy.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Because, I mean, yeah, what happens when you could get overloaded on your backups probably? I'd imagine.
That just means, like, it's too good, and you need to scale back a little.
Get more batteries, people.
Get more batteries. Yeah, absolutely. That's the way to do it. So I mean, California, we got a water problem, but we don't got an electricity problem. That's for sure.
And our last tech story that we have here, it is involving the infamous wall that we're all debating on if it's going to be built or how it'll be built and all that. And it's actually a great alternative to just a standard wall.
Now, this is our wall on our southern border, right?
Yeah, what other wall is there these days, man?
Are we doing it? I thought we were doing a northern one.
The Canadians we can handle for now.
Okay, I guess.
We got to test it on the south, and then we're figuring out if it can hold them, then it might hold the Canadians.
Well, I like this other idea you got.
The Canadians, I don't know, man. They're risky. We got to figure out a real plan for them.
They're going to come in and say sorry and give you some poutine. That's about it.
Aw, nobody wants... No, stop it.
Oh, give me all
They're
the
too
poutine.
nice.
Send
They're
me
too
all
nice.
your poutine.
So what we have here is a group of Mexican and American engineers combined. It's called the MADE Collective, and they've come up with an idea to build a $1 trillion hyperloop that would be the wall itself. And instead of it just being an ugly-ass wall that has no purpose besides fucking separating countries, it would actually provide a great, useful method of traveling and at fast speeds. And also, the research would just help us, because, I mean, the hyperloop could be the future of travel. We're talking speeds of 750 miles an hour plus.
That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to be able to come out to Cali in like an hour or two. Like, you know, I mean, that's crazy. That would be amazing, man. And avoiding the airlines and all that, you just hop on your little tube, boom.
And if it connects to a lot of other lines, you know, that'll be the start of another like a nationwide hyperloop.
Exactly, man. And the hyperloop really needs to be a track that's you know, that would be the perfect setup for the first major hyperloop, because once the hyperloop gets up to speed, it takes a long time to slow down. So you need a lot of room to work with if you're going to set this up to achieve full speed. And what better way than a whole fucking border of the country to demonstrate it on? We need to build something anyway. Why not build something that could have a double feature?
Yeah, and
apparently the plan would only cost around $15 billion, and that's $21 billion less than the Department of Homeland Security is estimating this border wall will cost.
Save some money,
and actually develop technology for the better use of mankind. I mean, that sounds like idiotic to not go with this.
I feel like it would also make some jobs too.
A shit ton, man. And I'm sure the wall was going to make jobs regardless for a little bit.
But this would be permanent jobs, because you could have people manning the different stations and stops. Just like a train.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly. I think this is an incredible idea. I feel like it's going to get overlooked very easily. It's been passed along to the Customs and Border Protection, who's handling the whole plans under the Trump administration. Apparently in June they're going to announce the companies that it will hire to build the prototypes of the border wall and decide on a final plan.
I think it'd be really cool if they went with this plan.
I think it would be too, man, because I mean the Hyperloop, we've been interested in the Hyperloop for a long time now. The test track in Nevada is cool, but it's very short and it doesn't achieve full speed. And it's not practical because you're not going anywhere legitimately in Nevada like this. It's just a test. Whereas this one would actually be a test, and then it would become a mainstream type of transportation.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to ride a Hyperloop so bad.
I'm down I'll be a tester on the Hyperloop once they send a couple monkeys through it. And
put a fucking helmet on me and put me on there with the monkeys. I don't give a shit. Me and a bunch of macaques and chimpanzees fucking riding the Hyperloop for the first time.
Well, that's a rager. There's definitely going to be some windmills and fucking kicks thrown there. Better put some hardcore on.
Baboon murder.
Baboon murder.
That's
oh my god.
That's Monkey's favorite band. Monkey's favorite metal band.
Macaque Massacre.
Macaque Massacre. They're good too. I heard they're playing this summer.
They're the openers. Yeah, they open for them constantly. So
yep.
I mean,
on the Primate 2020 tour.
So there was no mention whether they tried to get Elon involved in this. Although Elon has opened the patent on the Hyperloop so that other companies can help develop, because that's the type of dude that Elon is.
Because he's just musky like that.
He's just musky like that. He wants people to actually evolve technology. He's not trying to fucking hoard it to himself for money.
No, he's
besides God knows
he's got
he has
more
enough
than
money
enough
from
money.
Tesla and Solar City. So
yeah, seriously.
Now that he bought Solar City from his cousin, I mean,
building fucking roller coasters in his factories.
He's gonna put some of them solars on top of the Tesla. You'll be cruising around with a solar-powered car in no time.
Oh hell yeah! And riding your Hyperloop torque. I'm thinking like in terms of transit and stuff like that. That'd be great. You know, if you could hop on the Hyperloop and head to work, and like for me,
2 states over.
I was gonna say renting around here is really fucking high price. If I could hop on the Hyperloop and head somewhere that's a little bit cheaper to live, that'd be great.
Yeah, man. Fucking your fucking 30-minute commute gets you fucking 700 miles away. You know, like
that'd be insane.
Yeah,
you could work clear across the country almost.
Yeah, dude. Literally, I could come visit you on the weekends, like from New York to Cali, like without an issue. It wouldn't even take that long to get to you. It would be fucking awesome, man.
That'd be insane. Hopefully it gets to that point. Let's see what they end up doing.
Time will tell.
Until then, we'll just keep playing video games.
Oh, yeah. It's that time again.
Into our next segment here, we're getting into our Games with Gold reviews and updates. We talked about 2 games that they were giving away last time. We talked about Ryse, Son of Rome, or Sons of Rome. I don't know if it's plural. And Darksiders. Again, Darksider. I don't know if it's plural. Let's throw an S on there. I got a chance to
Two
play
very
Ryse.
good games for games with gold. I will say this has been a good month for games with gold. These are actually heavy hitter games.
Yeah, absolutely. There was ones in the past couple of months that were like, I blew through them pretty quickly and I wasn't too interested in them. Ryse is pretty legit, I have to say.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to touch it this time. It was pretty fun the first time. The repetitiveness was the one thing that kills me because I hate repetitive games.
I will agree with you on that. They kind of tend to throw the same sort of enemies at you. It gets really a little repetitive after a while. The story's kind of interesting, but what I do have to say about that is because you said it was the title release, right?
Yes, it was one of the original initial releases for
Xbox One. Console title release. So
yeah.
So I think they were showing their dick off a lot in these cutscenes because they last like 12 minutes.
Oh, that's a killer. That's a killer for me.
So I was trying to like speed run through this game like story mode, and I kept getting hung up on these cutscenes. I'd go and fucking make some food, and by the time I got back, they were just ending. So that's one thing I have to say is I think they were just showing off, trying to say like, oh, look what we can do like with our new console. But at this point, it's not that new, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah, now it's old news. Yeah.
The multiplayer is cool though. You got to jump on that. We have to jump on that. Also,
we will.
It's a Coliseum type of setting. They throw in enemies for you and your partner to go against.
Oh, that's cool. So, yeah.
And there's booby traps. They got spikes. They got flames. They got spears to throw at people and shit. It's pretty cool.
Well, that's pretty neat. That is cool. That does sound like a fun multiplayer game.
I give Ryse 4 bong hits.
4
out of
bong
5.
Out of 5?
Out of
okay.
5.
That's a fair rating. That's pretty decent. Now, what do you have to say about Darksiders? And those for everybody who doesn't know what Darksiders is a game where you take the role of War, one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. It's quite a dark storyline. It's adventurous and it's wild.
I like the storyline. It was cool.
You like the storyline, right? Yeah, that's what a lot of people have said about this game. Is the storyline is the winning feat of it.
As Matt said, you play as War, and you're falsely accused of breaking your oath to not be summoned unless the 7th seal is broken and the apocalypse starts, and you have to prove your innocence, essentially, by fighting demons and bringing in the head dude named the Destroyer, I believe.
That's legit, yeah. Obviously, there's another Darksiders 2. This one was free this month, so that's why we're covering this. So if you've had a chance to play either of these, you should let us know what you think.
Absolutely. We'd love to hear from you. Or play with you. If you ever want to hit us up, our gamer tags, mine is Landers the Plane, Landers the Plane, all one word.
And mine is Matty G from HP, MattyGFrom HP.
Before we wrap up the video games, we got to let you know what's coming out next. You want to do the honors, Matt?
Yeah, man. Actually, one of my favorite series of all. There's a game coming from that on Games with Gold. Coming out April 16th, you'll be able to get Assassin's Creed Revelations for free. That'll be available from the 16th to the 30th for you to grab. And also, a game that you actually like a lot, The Walking Dead Season 2 from Telltale series, which is, everybody's into the Telltale series. They're a choice-based game. It's not really, you're not controlling the character, like, per se, but you're controlling the decisions of the character.
Yeah,
you watch a cinematic storyline unfold in front of you that you choose how it goes.
I sort of attribute it more to choose your own adventure.
Yeah, exactly. Like I always remember you were playing like text-based games back in the day.
Yep.
There was that one cool space one you were playing and you would tell me about. And this is like a little more advanced feature of that. It has the cinematic value added to that.
Things jump out at you. You sort of have those action cutscenes where you have to hit a button or else you die kind of thing.
Yes, yeah, exactly. That will be available April 16th through May 15th, so you got quite a bit to actually pick that up before that expires.
Now, it's interesting that they gave away Season 2 and not Season 1. I'm wondering if that's in a ploy
Season
to try
1
and
was
get people
free
hooked.
for a while.
Okay.
I will say that. I have Season 1. It was free, it probably was with Games for Gold at one point, but initially, right after it came out, they did give it away for free for some reason.
Okay.
It was just like a free game popped up out of nowhere
It's
This is
definitely
going
worth
back a
playing.
couple years.
Season 1, Season 2, I've played both of those. I believe I've played Season 3. I dropped off towards the end of it, but I'm going to replay it for our next Games with Gold, so be sure to look out for that and download Assassin's Creed, Walking Dead, and try and get Ryse and Darksiders while it's still available.
Yep, if you guys listen to this when it releases, you should still be able to snag it.
Absolutely.
And I think that brings us to the end of the show, where we lay down all of our plugs on your asses.
You made it this far. Stick with us, folks.
Just a couple more minutes and we'll have you out of here. Now, we want you to take a look at our Facebook and our Instagram. So why don't you hit that little search button, American Slacker Podcast. And if that's not enough for you, why don't you check out our main hub, americanslackerpodcast.wordpress.com.
To all graphic artists out there and all of our fans, if you want to contact us, hit us up on our email. That's americanslackerpodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Twitter and Reddit, AMERSLKR Podcast. That's Amer Slacker Podcast, AMERSLKR Podcast.
And don't forget to stop by iTunes and rate and review our show.
Also,
Please, give us a little love.
Also, tell a friend.
Tell a friend. Tell a friend. Tell them to also go to the iTunes. While they're there, throw a 5-star down. Come on.
Nothing but 5s. That's all we want to see.
Nothing. There's no other option. As we've discussed many times before, you will not find a 1, 2, 3, or 4 under American Slacker Podcast.
Hell
You'll
no.
see it, but you just can't click it. So take our word for it. Click the 5.
5s or nothing. Another way to get your friends into our show if they don't know podcasts, send them over to our YouTube. Search American Slacker Podcast on YouTube. You'll find our playlist of some of our favorite episodes, and we'd love to get some new fans that way. You can check out our Spotify playlist, which Matt curates.
You will find all of the great artists that we cover on this show. We will have you rocking in your car, in your house, school, work, doesn't matter. You'll dig the jams that are on that playlist. Just search American Slacker Podcast on Spotify. Unfortunately, we're not under there as a podcast yet. We've had a few people ask us about that lately. Spotify's a little dick about the whole adding podcasts. They select them themselves. So we're still working at that. Maybe one day we'll be on there.
Yeah, we'll work towards it. The more you rate and review us and tell your friends about us, the more that likely that's going to happen. Another way to help the show out is head over to Patreon, look for American Slacker Podcast, become a sponsor of the show. If you donate $1, you get a shout out. If you donate $5, you get to ask us a question. Any question, we are legally bound to answer.
Any goddamn question.
Think of it this way. We put out at least 5 episodes, including our bonus episodes per month. That if you give us $1, that's 20 cents an episode. If you think our hour plus is worth that we give you each episode is worth that, we'd love for you to be a sponsor.
And if you guys want to get at us, send us some hate mail in the DMs. Our personal Instagrams are the spot to do it. You can find me at MWG Media.
And my Instagram is Landers the Plane, just like my gamer tag. I want to see a couple of DMs that say "fuck you Sessions" or "fuck Jeff Sessions."
Who the fuck is that
I want
guy?
to get some of that.
Let's just put that out there right now. Fuck you, Sessions, right now.
Absolutely. Let's
Fuck you.
Sessions. I want some DMs of people saying that. Fucking hit us up with that shit.
Hell yeah. Maybe a photo or video of you saying that. Yeah, definitely.
Let us know you are out there listening, loving it.
All right, you lovely fucks. Thank you for tuning in, as always. We love you.
We love you, dirty sons of bitches.
I think that's it.
And there you go. Stay close to me. Don't let me. I'm doing red wine. Red wine. Stay close to me.
We don't have a metronome, people, so I mean, don't make fun of us. We
was-
don't have the tune.
That was the end. This is bonus right now for them.
They'll hear it.
If they're sticking
I'll let-
around,
We'll
they're
let 'em hear
fucking lucky.
it. We're gonna let them hear it. I mean, that's what we do. We let them hear all sides of it. It's not always pretty.